Being a student means that your time is dedicated to classes, studying, and homework, and because of that, there's not a lot of time for a real full-time job. From the limited availability has come the desperation of taking almost any job that comes a student's way, no matter how weird it is. Here are some of the weirdest student jobs. Bone counter. If you have a strong stomach and don't mind seeing mutilated limbs, you can be a bone counter. There are companies that are in need of people to work in their shipping and receiving departments, and it requires dealing with cadaver bones. Sometimes the bones are frozen or poorly butchered, meaning that they still have some human flesh on them. Bone counters are responsible for cleaning, chopping, and prepping the bones to be sent out to hospitals for transplant purposes. Professional scarecrow. For an average of $15 an hour, you can help farmers keep the birds and other creatures out of their crops. While scarecrows are still being used, it's more effective to have someone sitting in the middle of the crops, shooing away birds by waving their arms and making random noises meant to incite fear in the critter kingdom. You probably don't need to wear a scarecrow costume if that helps. Art model. If you're a young college student strapped for money, then you might want to consider taking off your clothes. No, this isn't stripping per se, but you'd be helping your fellow art students learn how to draw human anatomy. Art modeling is kind of weird in the fact that you're the center of attention for a large amount of time while several people stare at you, and it can get even more interesting if you choose to bear all for the budding artists. Nude models definitely get paid way more. Beer auditor. This might seem like a dream job for a student, and the premise of the job is similar to mystery shopping, but for beer. It takes about 15 minutes, and your job is to make sure the cashier is doing their job and selling you the alcohol in accordance to state law. You might pretend to forget your ID in the car to see if the store will sell you the beer, or you'll check to make sure they put your proper birth date in the computer and more. You'll need to write detailed reports of your visit and initially pay up front for the beer until you're reimbursed, but you'll end up with free beer and cash in your pocket. Wrecked car washer. There's your conventional job of washing cars that are beautiful and not totaled, but then there's another game of washing cars that are totally wrecked. Even in the auctions for totaled cars, in order to get their parts, washed wrecked cars are able to bring companies more money, so they will pay people to spend their time making these wrecked beauties shiny and new looking. While some may see it as a waste of time, others see it as a potential to make more money out of nothing. Supervisor elf. During the winter season, many students find themselves out of school and looking for work. While some may head towards the retail route, others choose to dress up as elves for Santa Claus. And if you do really well, you'll move up the elf hierarchy and find yourself as a supervisor elf. The job mainly requires you to deal with a lot of children who have a list of demands for St. Nick, as well as managing a group of ornery elves who are trying to make some extra money while wearing red and green onesies. Busker. Sometimes if you're not able to find a job, if you can sing, play an instrument, or can do magic tricks, then you might want to consider becoming a busker. You might know buskers better as street performers. These guys can earn decent money if they're talented and able to entertain their patrons. The one thing you'll need to do is check your city laws when it comes to busking so you're not arrested in the middle of your performance. Worm watcher. If you're near the University of Minnesota Duluth and you're not grossed out easily, then you should check out the Great Worms Project Research Assistant position. The job requires the excavation and identification of earthworms. You'll also be able to update the database and website with your worm findings as well as process samples. It might mean you'll have to dissect a few worms, but it's all in the name of science and making some cash, right? Movie premiere monitor. Do you like watching movies? Like mystery shopping, you can make some money attending major movie premieres and brush elbows with some of Hollywood's most elite celebrities. All you need to do is count the number of people in the theater and make a note of what movies were shown during the previews. Plasma seller. Plasma holds the blood cells in suspension, and it is a substance that is in high demand by hospitals and pharmaceutical companies. If you're not queasy around needles and you have a few hours to spare, you can earn about $70 a week selling your own plasma. It's a weird yet popular option for college students since it gives them time to study and read books. All you have to do is lie there and sell a part of yourself. So did we nail any of your college jobs? Let us know about it in the comments. But while you're here, here's a couple of the videos that we think you might be into. And please don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks!